So Jinwoo finally saves his mom. And I gotta be honest, guys. I'm not impressed. I mean, I don't even think he worked that hard to get her back to life. I mean, we've seen animes that it takes years, seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons before we see the main character get a win like this. So I don't know. I feel like, the author went a little bit easy on Jinwoo here. Plus, I've seen many other characters do it better, including Jesus. I don't know. I just feel like maybe the waterworks were a little much. I mean, it was only 4 years, and she wasn't necessarily dying. Like, she was sleeping, And he had to be like a couple of bad guys, right? Like 3 notable like big bosses, and like that was it. And then he gets his mom back. To be honest, all kidding aside, though, I did think that they were going to add a twist to the ending there, because we do see that his friend's dad was going into like the deep sleep stuff. So I thought that they were gonna have to have him make a choice. But to be honest, I do feel like the type of character that Jinwoo is, I feel like he would have been like, sorry, dude, like this is going to my mom. Like, I mean, all that he has done up to this point has been for this one thing, and I don't think he would have given this up for anyone. But I did find it a little bit strange that it came so soon, like only in season 2. Like we do see, main characters that have that are looking for that big win, if you will, like their purpose for doing everything that they're doing, like last 4 or 5 seasons before they get this big win. So I was actually surprised that they ended that story arc so early on, which I guess is fine. Like, just because most animes would approach it this way, doesn't mean like Solo Leveling had to do it that way. I mean, in fact, I think it's kind of refreshing, right? Like, they didn't stretch out the story for a long time. I think that clears up, some room to now focus on this like ant thing. And I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. And I'm wondering if they're gonna take some what do you call that? Some cues from Hunter x Hunter. I mean, you never know. Maybe we'll see some nods. I'm excited to kind of see what these, all these ants look like and what they're gonna do. But as I was watching this reunion, it was nice to see that you have a main character that has a good relationship with their parents, right? We have so many main characters where they don't necessarily have that, right? Like Goku doesn't even have parents. Naruto's parents are also dead. My hero, I think his dad is missing, or we don't know where he's at. I mean, he has his mom. Bleach, he has his dad, his mom got killed, right? So there always seems to be like some tragedy that happens to the character's parents that is part of the catalyst to bring him into the next stage. So it was kind of nice to see that, in this case, we're going to see a little bit of a dynamic. We saw them like cleaning the apartment and stuff, so I thought that was cool. But as I was watching this reunion, I was actually reminded, many of you probably don't know this, but Jesus had a mom. I'm just kidding. So obviously, you know that Jesus had a mom, but there was this one scene when he has already been crucified, right? So he's on the cross, and he's nearing that hour when he's gonna pass, and the Bible tells us that he looks over at John, who was his friend, and he looks at his mom, and he basically says, woman, here is your son, and then son, here is your mother. Basically, telling John to take care of his mom, because he's not gonna be around much longer. And I don't know, that's a scene that doesn't always get a lot of attention, if you will, but I find it fascinating that this man Jesus in his last hour being crucified, dealing with all the anguish and pain that he had to go through, thinking of the world according to the Bible and sacrificing himself so that people may be redeemed. Like in all that process, he still remembers his mom. He remembers his parents. And then that just got me thinking about, a lot of the entertainment genre that we have, anime, comic books, etc. Even within the Bible, you don't see a lot of good relationships between father, mother, and offspring, right, and son. We don't see this good relationship between parents and their sons and daughters. And I don't know. I'm almost wondering, and I'm asking you guys, let me know in the comments. Do you think that that's a what do you call that when something is done over again and again and again? Is it like archetype or stereotype, or it's just kind of like one of those tropes that gets overused, or is this coming from personal experiences where people do see a lot of, even the authors themselves, maybe they had a strained relationship with their parents. So I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that. I thought it was a good scene. I mean, it was very emotional. I thought it was good. We have seen Jinwoo be so cold for so long that I gotta be honest, even I was shocked to see him break down like that. So I think it was a good setup. The author, set him up to be the stoic guy. You see him really just have that one focus, and he knows that in order to do this, he cannot engage his emotions as he normally would. And to have that one moment, right, that all this paid off, and then ultimately he's able to save his mom, and in that moment it's like that sense of relief, right? It's just like, I finally got here, and you just see him drop all of those cards. I thought it was good, man. I thought it was well portrayed. I thought that the animation was great. The emotions that were showing in the faces were also very telling of what was going on. I haven't seen the manga, so I'm not sure how they depicted it there, but I'm sure that they did a good job as well. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode. Do you think that Jinwoo saving his mom came a little too soon? Are you glad that it happened now so that we can focus more on the ant stuff? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, just want to remind you that we must persevere. Peace.